And welcome, guys, to our trailer reaction and review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This movie comes out September 3rd. Got pushed back because of obviously Marvel wanted to take full advantage of the theaters coming out with, so they moved Black Widow into Shang-Chi's old spot, and now Shang-Chi has a new spot. So I was like, oh, well, if they moved it, they should show a trailer. And they did. So we're going to watch that. But I'm joining me today is Soul. How you doing today, Soul?
Doing good. I'm really excited for this character. I know very little about him. I've read like a few of the comments and like I know a little bit about his background, but it is very small, minute. But I love anything martial arts, so I'm super excited to see this trailer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm excited too, and I think this movie's coming out at just the right time in our world, especially in our country. There's a lot of Asian hate, and I think this movie can do a lot to maybe heal a little bit of that to some degree. Aisha, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. I'm coming into this blind. I don't know anything about Shang-Chi. I just want to see some kick-ass martial arts. Let's go.
I'm in the exact same boat as you. I'm not necessarily a comic reader. I like the superhero mythology, but not really from the comics. So you've read a little bit of the comics. What can you give us a little bit of backstory real quick before we watch the trailer?
So his father in the older comics when he was first introduced was Fu Manchu. Very stereotypical Asian. Again, I think Aisha was saying this in another review that we were doing for Falcon and Winter Soldier. They were white men writing these comics, so sometimes they didn't always go about some things in the best way, but you got to forgive them. They created the things that we love. So we have that. They later changed it. I forget the name of his father now in the comics. Obviously, in the MCU, they're changing it for his father to be the Mandarin. His father's not the Mandarin in the comics, so I'm excited to see what they do because they're changing that backstory a little bit. They're giving him the tie to the Mandarin in that sense, and the tie to like the Ten Rings in that sense. So I'm really excited to see what the MCU does with it, with what comes out of Kevin Feige's brain.
Yeah, because they've been teasing the Ten Rings for years. We saw it obviously in Iron Man 1. We saw it in Ant-Man and the Wasp when the guys had the Ten Rings on it. They pulled a red herring on us when we thought we were getting the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, and then they made a joke about it, and then they retconned that. So now we're finally getting the real Mandarin,
yes,
which is great because
don't forget All Hail the King. That apparently now is canon.
Yeah. Well, no, it was always canon. Like those Marvel one shots were always canon. So that's kind of where they retconned the movie in a sense. Well, not retcon it, but kind of like they said, hey, the real Mandarin's out there, and he's kind of pissed that you're making fun of his name. So I'm wondering if they're gonna address that in this movie to some degree. I hope that they do, because like you can't always assume that everybody saw that one shot because that's on a Blu-ray. And they should keep doing those in my opinion. But either way, let's just watch the trailer and see what we get. All right. Nice.
Oh, changing up the push-ups a little bit.
I gave you 10 years to live your life.
Nice. That's a nice reversal.
Yeah.
And where did that get you?
Oh, I forgot Ronnie Chang is in this.
You walked in my shadow. I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side.
Ooh, nice shot.
So the rings are on his arms, and it's like, oh, interesting.
That's not going to happen.
Ooh, crouching tiger hit.
You can't outrun who you really are.
Nice.
Yes.
Who are you? a good team.
Okay, so there's that Marvel humor that we grow
I
accustomed
love
to so much.
Aquafina, man. Gotta love
I
it.
love her so much.
All right, that was a great trailer.
Yeah.
I love that trailer. Like, Aisha, your thoughts?
Oh, what that soundtrack, man? That
Right?
1,000%. 1,000%.
I was like, okay, what are we doing here?
I feel like Zemo just wants to start like
I know.
it's like bouncing in the club up in there.
This looks so cool. There's a little bit of fantastical imagery in it. I got Crouching Tiger vibes. I mean, I was loving it. I was like, yeah, what's going on here? I don't know if that's going to be a flashback or what that scene was with the mystical characters, but man, this looks cool. This looks great. You know, I'm really, really excited.
Oh yeah, like I love that you said Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I'm getting that feel mixed with like MCU old kung fu movies from Hong Kong. It just feels like, yeah, man, we're gonna get an MCU kung fu movie, and I'm just like, sign me up for that because like
all Asian cast.
all Asian. I was just like, hell yeah, give that to me. That's what I'm looking. That's what I want from watching kung fu movies as a kid. Like seeing this with a superhero spin on it, great. And I love the fact that they're changing things up. So obviously we know the Mandarin, when they say rings, it was actually rings on his finger. Now it's just gonna be rings on his arm. So I'm wondering, was at one point were they actually rings? Like how are they gonna like incorporate that into the story? That I'm fascinated about. Obviously, like what this trailer is telling us that, like he gave his son 10 years to kind of do whatever he wanted. Now he's like, now you got to be at my side. Now you got to take on the Mandarin mantle. Obviously, he doesn't want to do that. So obviously, there's going to be conflict there. The Marvel movies always have a lot of father-son things. Like the father wants you to do this, the son doesn't want to do that. We've seen that in Iron Man. We've seen that in Thor. We've seen that in all these movies with Tony and Peter Parker. So there's a lot of father-son dynamics that always seem to be developing in these stories. So it's interesting that we're getting another one. Is it taking place in San Francisco? Looked like that, and then Dom is driving by his house again.
Yeah.
Looked like San Francisco, so maybe there might be an Ant-Man spotting, maybe? Because we know Ant-Man's in San Francisco. Maybe. And we know obviously there's a little Tokyo in I know that's Japanese, but I know there's a large Asian community in San Francisco, so it would kind of make sense that if it is taking place in the West Coast, because it said California, that would be San Francisco. But either way, I'm just super excited for the trailer. So your thoughts?
Yeah, I love that me and Aisha literally said Crouching Tiger at the exact same time. And I was like, yep, you're getting the same vibes that I'm getting. Forgetting the name of the dragon, but the 10 rings come. Fing Fang Foom. The 10 rings come from a dragon, so like if his claws are a little big, that makes sense that they would be rings on a human being. So I think maybe that might be what they're doing. Instead of making it the actual rings here, they're putting it on. But yeah, just the visuals are amazing. And like, was that Madripoor? I don't know. Are they going to Madripoor? Who knows? Who knows?
Falcon and Winter Soldier tie-in. Okay,
could be. We don't know. Like
it makes sense.
It would make sense. It's been introduced now.
It's in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. So so many possibilities, and I just like that. Again, they're taking another. The good thing that Marvel is doing, and they've been doing it ever since they started, taking these characters that not a lot of people know about, and then you can almost guarantee it by this summer, or sorry, by the time this movie comes out in September, there's gonna be kids dressed up as Shang-Chi for Halloween. Hopefully there will be enough of a vaccine where people can actually have a Halloween. Right. People can be dressed up like Shang-Chi, wanting to take karate now or do kung fu and stuff like that. So this character is going to be very, very important. Just like how Black Panther was important to Black America, I think Shang-Chi is going to be very, very important to the Asian community. So I'm excited, especially in the environment we're in now. This movie is coming out at the exact right time. So maybe this could be part of the healing process where people could just come together and embrace and appreciate Asian culture, because
100%.
As much as influence as Black culture has had on this country, Asian culture has had a lot of strong influence as well, and you should appreciate it. And hopefully, this movie goes a long way in addressing that, and embracing that, and helping us come together. Because I know seeing Black Panther, there was a lot of black love coming out of that to a degree. So I'm hoping that coming out of this movie, there's gonna be a lot of Asian love because we need it now.
100%.
So what are your thoughts on that?
And I'll wait for my Latino movie. I'll wait. Like, come on, Marvel.
Marvel is looking very colorful in these next couple of years.
Yes,
Come on.
yes. Kevin Feige
Yeah.
said we getting diverse up in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, give me those feels. Give me those In the Heights feels that I'm gonna have later this year. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean,
but yeah, I echo everything Sean said. This cannot be coming out at a more poignant time. I love the fact too, like there's these shows and these movies that have been like in production way before shit happens, and they come out. And we saw that with The Boys season 2. It came out at such a poignant time. We're seeing that now with Shang-Chi. It's just like, unfortunately, it's happening, and that's why it's so poignant for them to come out. But the fact too that like they literally like they don't plan these things, and it just happens. And I think that this we all need more love for all people, including Asians, Blacks, and then also Latinos, Middle Eastern, Muslims, everything. Let's bring everyone in. Come on.
yeah.
Every shade, every color, every sex, ethnicity. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, don't worry. Kevin Feige said everybody's gonna be represented. I think whenever we're getting the next Avengers movies, I think there's gonna be a lot more.
Yes,
it's gonna be a lot more diverse. There's gonna be a lot more women, more people of color in that group. So I'm looking forward to that. But just seeing this movie, I'm just like, we're not just getting another superhero movie. We're getting a kung fu. Asian-led superhero movie, so that's something that again Marvel is doing a great job of mixing it up.
Asian cast.
Yeah,
like
all
Ronnie
Asian
I forgot Ronnie Chang was in this. If you have not seen his Netflix stand-up special, go do that right now. Treat yourself. He's so funny. I was like, oh yeah, there he is, Ronnie Chang. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't speak to how good that trailer was. It was just great.
The vibe is everything, right?
Yeah, and the soundtrack.
I need that music. I need that music.
Need that sound.
Here's my money. Take it. I want to buy that beat right now. Just it had like a hip hop Asian vibe to it. I'm just like, I'm all for that. All for that.
Like, I was like, yes.
I want Zemo to dance to this. Just have Zemo dancing in the club to that as well. So
let's do
Marvel, give us that. But yeah, just this trailer looked great. Obviously, this is the first one. Obviously, there's going to be another trailer or two between now and September. Yeah, where we get a little bit more of the story, which, because I'm not familiar with Shang-Chi, I'm okay with. Normally, I'm like, I don't want to see a lot of trailers, but this one, I actually want to see another one because I want to kind of get a little bit more of the story of exactly what's going on. We got a little bit of it, but I want to see it a little fleshed out more. And I trust Marvel with their trailers. They don't reveal too much. So we'll just get a second trailer with a little bit more of the story, and they won't show us a lot of what's really happening. Because I think Fin Fang Foom is in the movie. To what degree? Yeah. I don't know. Is he going to be this huge kaiju type dragon? I don't think so, but or maybe he could be. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. Marvel can do whatever they want at this point. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, so whenever the next trailer comes out, we'll do a review on that. We definitely will do a review on this movie when it comes out because I am looking for it. And when the soundtrack comes out, I am buying that.
It's coming I am buying that. Getting all this goodness.
Yes. Feige, give us more. All right. So that was a review on the trailer. What do you guys think? Do you like the trailer? What do you think of the Shang-Chi character? Were you reading him as... Because he's been in the comics, I believe, the 70s, I believe. So he's been around for quite some time. He's finally getting his moment to shine. He's been in the Avengers team, I know, before. So obviously he's going to probably be an Avenger going forward. What are you guys' thoughts in the comments? Leave comments below. Also like, subscribe, do all those great things. Please check out our Falcon and Winter Soldier reviews that we've been doing. We'll also be doing Loki reviews as well as the Star Wars The Bad Batch series that's coming out. So a lot of things to look forward to on the channel going forward. And obviously, again, when this movie comes out, we'll do a review on that as well. So for myself, for Aisha, for Soul, thanks and take care until next time.
Bye.